a lot of my team, at least the cyber team and the IT people, do you know what county in the country I'm having them focus on?
What?
For the next couple weeks?
What? Which one?
It is, just to hold on a second. Go talk there. I'm gonna see if I'm getting advice from my attorney here.
You know, it's always smooth when you're on the air and you get an interruption from your attorney. Then once you get interrupted by your attorney to not talk about that election and your cyber team, and then you go, my attorney's talking to me right now because I'm about to say something really dumb. So hold on, hold that thought. Here, waste some time or something. They wasted some time and he kept going. Watch.
What did you find out after we broke away there for a minute?
Okay, well, here's what we got, everybody. Just like I told you before, we have, with Smartmatic, we have all those cast vote records for the results have come in for LA County. So we have everything on Smartmatic from the 2020 election. What we're doing now is I am going after Dade County in the 2022 election. And everyone says, now, why would you go after Dade County? Would you know why, Brandon?
Well, no, I mean, that's Florida. You would think, oh, that's a conservative state, Dade County.
No. You know what happened in Dade County in the 2022 election?
Is that the one where that's not the one where there's so many Hispanics flipped and voted for Republican, is it?
Well, this is where Ron DeSantis won Dade County. That's a Republican won Dade County.
Okay.
Well, for me, I look at deviations, everybody. That's a deviation.
Because that was historical. Normally Republicans don't win that county.
I don't believe it.
God, that host is like, when is this guessing game gonna end? I don't know, I guess 3 times, Mike. I think my limit should be 3. Eventually it was Miami-Dade County. Ron DeSantis cheated. You know how the whole thing works. Here's more details of what he's saying now. The MyPillow CEO and MAGA star, Mike Lindell, as we all know, said this week that he doesn't believe that Miami-Dade County in Florida turned red for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the 22 midterms. And he's gonna focus on finding out what really happened. You know, once he gets on the case, things get figured out. He declared he would show everybody that he's looking into a Republican, just like we always tell you about Democrats, where they stole their elections. That was the second clear implication that DeSantis stole his victory. Back to old Mike and his cyber team, because he brings up his cyber team and his opposition research, and I got these cyber team and that team going. You guys remember his cyber team? Let's watch his cyber team back when he was cracking other election fraud.
This was attacked. The whole technology was attacked. We expected that, but we do have a backup plan. It'll be probably another 5 minutes. And I want all you guys to know that out there, that this is why, because I need to get the word out. We can't even get the word out to the people that are frankspeech.com because they blocked the thing. But this is part of what I'm going to talk about today. This is the cover up. This is the absolute cover up of the worst crime in history. Now I'll show you over here. You see this data that's running there? That's cyber data from what I've got. Let's see if it's moving. Yeah, it's not rotating yet, but that'll go in an endless stream for days.
It could go on forever, John.
Was it his cousin?
I don't know who it was. It was somebody who shouldn't have been doing that. I get it. Boys will be boys, but no. Okay, but here's the point.
Yeah, but it was like they were like young boys just being pervy. Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of dismissed it as that, like,
kind of thing. But they used it. They held it as blackmail against him, and they released it when he came. That's the point I want to get to. And this is, I think there's something like that on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I do. I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene recently got divorced. I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is reported to have dated many people.
Interesting.
That's her prerogative, as long as she's not sleeping with
And she was running around on her husband, so it means that they could have been in a public place. They could have been anywhere where people could have seen them.
Well, there's reports that they were swingers. Right?
Okay.
And that's DC. Okay, that's why we don't live there. That place is
Some scintillating political talk coming from these two. Over on Crosstalk News, Lauren Witzke, you guys heard and seen before on the show, and Edward Zoll, I believe is the right way to pronounce his name. They're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and how dare she put her nose in this whole business. Didn't she have an affair? Wasn't she cheating on her husband? Wasn't there a divorce? Aren't there swingers? Man, just toss it all out there. This is the kind of conservative mudslinging that I'm used to seeing, which is why it was a little bit odd to see a couple points being made in our last talk about this battle over Kevin McCarthy. Well, let's see more, because there was one guy who got ousted out of Congress for making similar claims. Maybe Madison was right. Watch.
I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this. And he gave an answer that I thought was so true. And he said, the only thing that's not accurate in that show is that you could never get a piece of legislation about education passed that quickly.
And everything else is good.
Aside from that, I mean, the sexual perversion that goes on in Washington, I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington, where the average age is probably 60 or 70. And I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, well, hey, we're gonna have kind of a sexual get together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove addiction in our country, and then you watch them do a key bump of cocaine right in front of you, and it's like, wow, this is wild.